in this video, we are going to discuss about the basic telephone call procedure. That is what all things are happening when we are actually making a telephone call at our home. So all these procedures, step by step, we are going to see in this video. Okay. So in the previous video on analog communication, we have discussed about what are the various functional diagrams or functional blocks present in a telephone set. Okay. So if you have not watched that video, I would suggest you to first watch that video and then watch this video. Okay. So anyway, if you are also new to this topic, we'll be starting from the basic. That is, when one calling party is making a call to a destination, so there is two telephone sets actually. There is a calling party, its telephone set. That is the telephone handset or the telephone set. For the called party, also there is a telephone set. Okay. And also there is a two-wire local loop for this particular calling party and also for the called party. And there is a telephone office to which these two parties are connected, which is called the local telephone office. And there is a switching machine in that local telephone office, which will be actually making all the call arrangements, that is providing the path for making the call happen. In order to provide the switching between these two parties or any two parties, this switching machine is used. That is to make a path to connect with the called party. Okay. So that is a switching machine. So all these things are basics. And also every calling party or every telephone set is connected with its local loop with the help of a RJ11 connector. All these things we have actually discussed. Okay. So this is the basic structure of a telephonic system. Okay. Now let us see how a telephonic call is made. What are the procedures? First, the calling party is this party which is actually initiating or instantiating the call. Okay. So when the calling party is going off hook, means that is he's going to pick up his phone or the handset of the phone, we say that the calling party goes off hook. Okay. So when the calling party is going off hook, it will have a local loop, and in that local loop there will be a DC current. Okay. So when the phone handset is being picked up, there is a DC current in the local loop, and the switching machine, that is this switching machine, will identify this DC current in the local loop, and it will return an audible dial tone to this particular calling party. Okay, so whenever we are just assume that you're at your home and you're going to take when the calling party is going to take the handset, there will be a DC current in its local loop, and the switching machine will identify this DC current and will return an audible dial tone. So consider that when you're going to take your phone handset at your home, when you place it on your ear, you can hear a dial tone, right? So this dial tone is actually an indication that your phone is connected with the switching office or your phone is actually working. Consider that your phone is dead. There won't be any dial tone or anything, right? So it means that your phone is now not connected with any switching office or anything. It is not in working condition. Okay. So this audible dial tone, which is actually being sent from this switching machine or this local telephone office, and it indicates that this phone or this telephone set is actually working or it is connected with the local telephone office. And also it is again an indication that you can make calls. Okay. So whenever you are taking your phone handset and when you are placing it on your ear, you should hear this dial tone. Okay. Only then your phone is connected. Okay. So this procedure will happen. That is a second step. Okay. Then as a third step, after we place the handset near the ear, we'll just dial the number, right? Actually, we are doing all these procedures daily, but we are not knowing that these are step-by-step things happening when you are actually making a call. Okay. So in the third step, or as a third procedure or the third step, we are going to dial the destination number. Okay. So as a third step, we are going to dial the destination number. And when this destination number is dialed, what will happen? again the switching machine detects the dialed number. See, and it will remove the dial tone from the loop. Okay, so after you dial the number, then you will not hear the dial tone. You will hear the, then after that you will hear the ringtone, right? But before hearing the ringtone, certain other steps are also happening. Let us see that. Okay, so what will happen in the third step? The calling party will dial the destination number. Okay, and after dialing, the switching machine will detect the dial number, and it removes the dial tone from the calling party's local loop. Okay, then next step. In the fifth step, the switching machine will identify the telephone number or the destination and locate its local loop. Okay, so we have to have a connection with the called party. And who is actually providing this connection? This switching machine of the local telephone office is actually providing us a path to make the connection or to make the call. So for actually creating the path, it has to verify which is the call party, whether the call party is connected with the switching office. All these things the switching machine has to verify, right? So after we dial the destination or the calling this party's number, this switching machine will identify this party, that is the called party, and also it will check whether this party is connected with the local loop or with the switching machine. Okay, so that is actually happening in this fifth step, that is switch will identify. Switch means switching machine will identify the destination and locate its local loop. Okay, and also in the sixth step, okay, in the sixth step it is actually checking it is checking in the sixth step, it is checking whether there is a signal path for the two loops. That is, can these two paths, can these two parties, that is a calling party and the called party, can have a signal path? It will check in the sixth step. Okay, so before actually we are hearing the ringing tone, all these things are happening. So we are only just dialing the number and then we are hearing the ringing tone, right? But before actually hearing the ringing tone, all these verification and identification, everything is happening. Okay, so only after the destination is properly identified and its local loop is detected, the switching machine can place the call, right? So before we are actually hearing the ringing tone, all these things are happening. Okay, so in the sixth step, what is happening is it will check for the destination. Okay, before actually ringing the destination, the switching machine tests the destination loop for a DC current to identify that whether the called party is working properly, whether it is properly connected with the switching office and everything, and whether a signal path is possible for these two local loops. You can see that there is a local loop for the calling party and the called party. Whether these two local loops can have a single path, is it possible? All these things is being checked by the local telephone switching machine in the step number 6. Now, in the step number 6, after step number 6, consider that if the destination is off hook means if the destination is busy, then what will happen? It means that the calling party cannot have a path or a communication with the call party, right? So a busy tone is being sent to the calling party. If the call party is busy or if it is off hook, then a busy tone is being sent to the calling party. But if it is available, consider that this call party is available. So in that case, the switching machine will send a ringtone to the call party and also to the calling party. So when we are actually dialing a number or when we are calling somebody, we can also hear that ringing tone, right? Also the call party can also hear the ringing tone. So both ways the ringtone has to be sent. And this procedure is again happening in 7B. So this is actually step 7 and 7A is there and also 7B is there. 7A means the destination is busy. 7B means the destination is available. So when the destination is available, we can hear the ringtone. But when we are calling somebody and when the phone is busy means we can hear the busy tone, right? So these two things are actually happening in the step 7. Okay. So all these procedures are very simple. And when studying the basic telephone call procedure, you can actually connect, because we are all using this telephone in your day-to-day life. So we can know, or we actually know what are these procedures, what all things will happen, or what are the probable cases. So studying of this basic telephone call procedure is very simple actually. You just have to remember this diagram. Okay, so this is the things which is happening in 7B. That is, when the phone is available, what will happen? There is a ringing tone being sent to the called party, and also calling party is being indicated that your party which you are calling is now available. So you can also hear a ringing tone. Okay. So now the destination is available, and in the step 8, what will happen? The destination will answer the call. So when the destination is answering the call, there is a complete path, or there is a complete loop happening between the calling party and the destination or the called party. Okay. So in step 8, when the destination answers the telephone, it completes a loop actually and causing the DC current to flow. Now you can see there, here in the switching machine, there is a path identified for the call to happen. Okay. So there is a complete loop happening and there is a DC current flowing through this loop. Okay. In step 9, so after the destination or the call party answers the phone, the ringtone has to be removed, right? So after the destination answers the call, the switching machine or the local telephone office, it will remove the ringing tone from both the sides. So earlier there was only a ringtone heard. Now when the phone is answered, we don't require the ringtone anymore. We has to start our conversation, right? So for that, the ringing tone is removed from both the sides and now the conversation is started. Okay. And as the end step or the last step, consider that one of the party has dropped the phone or has gone on hook. Means one of the party who was making the conversation, that can be either called party or calling party. If any of this person has kept the phone back, that is, has dropped the phone, means, or cut the call, means, that is when either of this person has gone on hook. It is called on hook. Okay. That is keeping your handset back to the telephone set is called going on hook. Means now there is an open circuit. Earlier it was a complete path. There was a closed loop. But when one person is cutting the call, means there is an open circuit. And what will happen? Then the local telephone switching machine will drop the connection and this path is closed. Okay. So this is the 10 steps. These are the 10 steps that are happening in a basic telephone call procedure. Actually, imagine that these things, when a calling person is busy, a busy tone is heard. When it is available, we can hear a ringtone. When the person is answering the call and the ringtone is stopped and the conversation is start. All these things we can actually connect and study. So when you are facing this question for your examination, I would suggest you to never skip this question, because you can just write these steps just like a story. Okay, because you can imagine, because it is a thing which is daily happening. Okay, so if you found the video useful, please do give it a thumbs up. Also share it with your friends, and if you want more videos, please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching and keep on watching.